Well, that's a good little trade here. TJ, we're going to run. Good talking to you, buddy.
Colin, take care, my man. Good seeing you.
So Sam Darnold, I'm surprised they only got a 6th-round pick for Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, yeah. So Carolina will pay a portion of Bridgewater's 2021 compensation as a part of a restructured contract to finalize the deal with Denver.
Teddy's the opposite of Drew Lock.
Yes.
Doesn't turn it over, limited arm strength, doesn't move around, total pocket guy, very mature, doesn't play loose. And then Sam Darnold gets another pick. So they get another narrowing between Mac Jones and Trey Lance, and it's narrowing. I tend to be a bigger fan of Trey Lance. I think big, strong arm. Listen, you're the GM of San Francisco tomorrow. Who would you pick?
I'm not even considering Mac Jones. I'm considering Justin Fields or Trey Lance. It's just when you look at it, the 49ers seem to be going for the guy that's ready to play now. You have to look 3-4 years, possibly 10 years down the road. Who has that upside that can really take this franchise to another level? And it's one of those two players. But if you're just going to go Mac Jones and Trey Lance, it's for me, it's Trey Lance, because you look at Mac Jones. What's the difference in Mac Jones and Kyle Trask? One played at Florida and one played at Alabama, to be honest with you. Kyle Trask had a pretty good season. He's accurate. He has a big arm. He just didn't have the weapons that Mac Jones had. And so I just find it hard to believe that the 49ers gave up what they gave up to sit here and say, oh, the gap is narrow and we don't know who we're going to take. You don't give that up in not having pretty good idea of who you want and who you're going to take with that third pick.
You know, the old saying is in the NBA, you always take the higher ceiling guy because, you know, there's rebuilds. You get 3 or 4 years as a head coach to rebuild. In the NFL, you don't get 3 or 4 years to rebuild as a coach. You take the guy that can help you now. Go back to your NFL career. High ceiling guy. Like Jordan Love for the Packers is high ceiling guy. He can't help us now. Were you ever with an organization, the organizations you were with, did they draft guys that can help now or high ceiling guys?
I mean, for me, when I was with the Bengals, a lot of the guys they took in the first round, they pretty much started and played right away. I can't recall one first round pick that did not play. And then when I was in Seattle, they drafted Aaron Curry, linebacker from Wake Forest, and he came in and played right away. I believe he left early as a junior. The NFL, for me, if you have a team that is good and you can win now without that first-round pick, then you look towards the future. But I just don't believe you should take a guy, oh, he can help us now, but so-and-so in 3 years is going to be better. I'm taking so-and-so because this is a marathon and not a sprint. Are the 49ers ready to win a Super Bowl this year with a rookie quarterback? Probably not. So you taking Mac Jones, what good does that do you? You're not going to win a Super Bowl, so why wouldn't you take a guy that has more upside?
Yep, that's exactly what we said. You're not going to win with Trey Lance or Mac Jones. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with either of them. You're not going to win that division with either of them. So really it comes down to year 2, 3, and 4 with them. Can you win a Super Bowl? With Mac Jones, I don't think you can. Devontae Smith, small, slight. You were wiry strong. I don't know what you were out of college, but it feels like you were closer to 195, 200. He's 166. Do you worry at all about that frame?
I worry about it, but I don't worry about it. I hope that makes sense. The fact that he's so small, it's concerning. He's going to get bumped off his routes quite a bit, but he's dealt with this his entire life. Like, the boy can play football. He played in the toughest conference you can play in the SEC. And he did work, and you couldn't stop him. He went against the best corners, consistently got open, consistently put up big stats. It concerns me that how much weight will he put on? Will he lose some of his agility and lateral movement? He's not the fastest straight line, but speed is not the most important thing. It's your ability to decelerate more so than accelerate, in my opinion. And it concerns me that if you try to put him in a slot, guys will bump him off his routes because he's so light. but the boy can play football. Devontae Smith can flat out play the wide receiver position.
By the way, if you were Kyle Pitt, did you ever play with a great tight end? Tight ends seem more important now than ever. They can now be the number one target on your offense. That was unheard of 10 years ago in the NFL. When you came into the league years ago, you played for a decade. I mean, how often did the tight end in the huddle for the Bengals get discussed? Dead serious.
None. I promise you. Colin, we never threw the ball to the tight end. No lie. We had played the Baltimore Ravens when Rex Ryan was a defensive coordinator. He literally would not cover the tight end. They wouldn't cover the tight end because they knew we weren't throwing them the ball. No, our tight ends in Cincinnati were strictly blockers. And if they got a ball, it was a bonus. But the game has changed. But when I played, our tight ends, they got no looks, 0 looks.
Tom Pelissero, NFL Network, reporting the Panthers are trading Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos for a 6th-round pick. Your instant reaction?
The Broncos are not satisfied with what Drew Lock is giving them. They're going to bring him some competition in the form of a veteran. And if Drew Lock can't beat Teddy Bridgewater out, this will be his last year playing for the Denver Broncos.
I can't believe Teddy Bridgewater only got a 6th. He's going to be your starting quarterback. That's it? By the way, he feels a little bit
salary.
He feels like a Band-Aid to me. Can you sell Teddy Bridgewater to a locker room in a division with Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and Pat Mahomes?
You can if the Broncos defense with Fangio and Von Miller comes back healthy. If they play defensive football the way they're capable of and the way they've had in the past, Bridgewater can win games. He's accurate. Oh, look at the skill guys the Broncos have. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. They got Melvin Gordon. They got good backs. And so they have the skill players around them that Teddy Bridgewater can be effective if that defense plays the way they're capable of playing. And so Drew Lock better be on his A game. This will be his last year in Colorado for sure.
Teddy's sort of the opposite of Drew Lock, which is really mature, not much of an arm, very reliable, kind of know what you can get, lower ceiling. Drew Lock's big ceiling, big arm, moves around, can't trust him. So basically they're telling you by getting Teddy Bridgewater, he's the opposite of Drew Lock. We're done with the nonsense. We want a grown-up who doesn't turn the ball over because we think our roster is pretty darn good now that we've solved our defensive back issues in free agency. So there you go. That's a good little trade here. TJ, we're going to run. Good talking to you, buddy.
Colin, take